Good morning, everyone. Eric here from Nomadic Fanatic, coming to you from Quartzsite, Arizona. Still working on the bus, making a few quality of life improvements to make things more comfortable. I will be uploading this video with some ConnecTen internet, so stay tuned. As part of this video, I want to show you the brand new Fortress ConnecTen internet router that is going to be installed inside the bus for full-time travel and internet anywhere on the road. I'm going to be showing you that install here in the bus today as part of this video. That was not actually the plan for today's video. The plan for today's video was, as you can see, I'm all geared up. I did remove my Abate Arizona patches from here because I'm no longer based here in Arizona. I sold my property up in Sholo, so I'm not a part of the High Country Chapter Abate group anymore, but I'd like to join another one later, and I still want to support Abate, but it might be in a different state later. Today, as I'm filming this, is the first day of the Cave Creek bike rally here in Arizona on the other side of Phoenix. And we're not going. Black Betty has a problem. Yeah, I went to the Cave Creek bike rally this time last year. From Taterland, actually. I came down 4 hours. It would be a 2-hour ride there this weekend. Yesterday, I was on Black Betty, my Softail here, and for the first time in 4 years, she left me stranded over at Horny Toad. Wouldn't start. It was almost as if there was like a dead battery, even though it's a brand new lithium battery in there. Those were the symptoms. And I tried and tried. I checked all the fuses. I checked all my wiring, made sure I was in neutral and everything. I got a jump start on the battery, thinking that somehow my lithium battery had gone under voltage, or that maybe my stator on board had stopped charging because I had just ridden it 6 miles. It should have been charging as I was riding. But the starter is just not engaging. And then I realized the check engine light on my bike for the first time. So I'll show you that. So we turn the bike on here. You can see we're in neutral. See that red light right there? That is the new light, and it's off right now, but it's in neutral. Turn it to run. You hear the fuel pump. Fuel pump turns off, hit start. Nothing. The fuel pump. And then instantly you get the death red light. Not death. That's basically your check engine light. That means it's time to search for codes. So on this particular Harley bike, in order to do that, we turn it back off, go like this. It takes 2 hands, but you hold down the trip reset button while you turn it to the on position, and then it goes into diagnostic mode, and then you can check. And so I checked yesterday when I got the bike back here in the trailer, and I gulped as I took pictures of all 17 codes on my bike. It was incredibly stressful and overwhelming. I know that some of those codes probably popped up because of a condition on another code. Lots of open circuit, low voltage, high voltage, lots of electrical problems with the BCM. 16 of the codes were BCM related in the module, kind of like computer, and 1 code was on the speedometer, which I think was just the check engine light, but 17 total codes. And that's when I knew yesterday at the end of the day that I was not going to the Cave Creek bike rally unless I drove the pickup truck over there instead. So this morning, or actually last night, I did 2 things. I put my lithium battery charger tender on it overnight. As soon as I plugged it in, it was already reading almost full, 95%, but I went ahead and let that sit overnight, and then, as you just saw, I came out this morning and tried to start it, and still nothing. I cleared all 17 codes, and the 1 code that comes back every time I try to start it when there's a no start is the B2121 code. That's the only one that seems to be coming back regularly every single time I try to start it with a fully charged battery. So I've also thought that maybe lithium, it doesn't like the lithium all of a sudden, even though ever since I've had this bike, 4 years, one of the first mods I made to it was putting a lithium battery in there. But that might mean that your stator is working overtime because it has a certain voltage it wants to get to. And there are different standing voltages of lithium versus AGM lead acid batteries. So right now we've got a demon on my hands that I cannot find. I am not giving up on Black Betty, guys, but in the meantime, it's an $850 paperweight here in the back of the trailer, and I'm open to suggestions, all you other biker guys. I've tried to start it in gear as well as neutral. I've held the clutch in, oil levels fine. There are no other codes except for that electrical issue. All of my wires are tight. Oh, I also disconnected the lithium battery last night for about 4 hours. Had the battery completely disconnected, put it back in. That still saved the code that it threw, the B2121, after I had reset all the codes. It still saved and stored that code. It didn't even reset that check engine code. So, anything else? We've got fuel, obviously. That the fuel pump, as you heard, engages just fine. There is just no start. So, is it a starter issue? Is there a relay? Is there some sort of a sensor, like a tip sensor or something like that? Randy had a 12-volt lead-acid battery that I set on. It didn't actually fit, but I set it on here, connected my bike up to a standard fully charged normal battery, and it also did the same thing. Did not start. Will not start. So, since I'm not going to the bike rally after all, let's get this new ConnecTen internet router hooked up in the naughty bus. We got Wayne over there. Him and I are also working on the dual mini split system coming in a future video. But yeah, if you've been following my channel for a couple years now, you know I love technology. I recently added a second Dish Network Playmaker satellite dish on the front of it because I love my satellite TV. There are going to be times where we're simply not going to have internet. That's just a way of life. If you're not close to a cell tower, you're not going to get internet. And I'm not trying to say that ConnecTen internet is special and will magically give you internet everywhere in the country. No, if you're not within range of one of those cell towers, it will not be able to pick any of those carriers that it thinks has a stronger connection. However, I have not found anything better or more reliable than ConnecTen internet. So that's why I've stayed with them. They obviously sponsor my channel, and I have been testing out a new router for some time in the Bigfoot that I'm getting ready to take out of the Bigfoot and put into the bus and take on the road with me, and I'm going to show you that right now. Before I show you this incredible outdoor router, let me be clear. I've learned a lot being a nomad about things just kind of being set it and forget it type of thing. And so I say that because I got a lot of feedback from a lot of my viewers who watch my channel, you know, saying, Eric, you're going to regret putting that satellite dish there permanently because you can't move it. You can't put it out here or move it between the trees. You got no flexibility. And it got me thinking that there's a lot of different ways to RV out there. So I realized that we're all different. However, I've seen people use those satellite dishes, and then every time they get to a new campground, they have to dig out all the components from underneath there. They have to rewire the entire coax cable and get it through a window or a slide or something, and then they set it out here on a tripod, and then they program it, and they get their TV after like an hour of work, and then have to put it all back away when they leave. And to me, that is an incredible inconvenience when you can simply mount it once, secure it, waterproof it, and then run all the wire through, and then on the road, anytime I park, whether it's a Walmart parking lot or a beautiful campground, I grab my remote and I push power. And then I wait for the dish to find the southern sky and find all my 250 channels. Now, to me, that convenience is worth maybe not being able to watch TV a few times because there's an obstruction because it's permanently mounted. I don't want to have to set things up. I want it to just be able to plug it in or hit a button and go. So, again, I understand there's a lot of different ways to RV. Speaking about this router, okay, I'm just gonna show it to you. I have disconnected it. This is ConnecTen Internet's new outdoor powered 5G waterproof, weatherproof, all weather router. I know, it looks ridiculous. This is something, you guys have probably seen something very similar to this if you've been to an RV park or a campground that has these set up on big poles throughout the campground to extend the Wi-Fi. It's completely weatherproof. And when I first got this on my Bigfoot, I'm sure I have a picture, I actually did mount it with the included hardware that hooks to the ladder on the back of your RV. And then once you hook up the power, it's completely waterproof and weatherproof up there. It worked fine. I just decided to bring it back inside for my own use because I didn't want it to be an eyesore outside. Now, the company really does want this to be installed outside. I also installed this outside the shed at Taterland on Babe the Blue Box for a period, and it worked really well. The great thing about these ConnecTen routers is that they have a virtual SIM card in them. There's no physical SIM card. There's a virtual SIM, a vSIM card in here. And so once this is mounted up and powered on and you plug it in after you get stopped, you just wait 5 minutes. It's automatically going to find the strongest signal and the best carrier out of multiple options, Verizon, AT&T, T-Mobile, stuff like that. However, if you want a specific carrier that it didn't pick, say you go to your favorite campground and your phone works great on AT&T, but you noticed when you did a speed test that ConnecTen Internet chose T-Mobile, you can call them up, and guys, I'm telling you, it works. They actually answer the phones at ConnecTen Internet, and you simply tell them your name and your account number, and hey, I want you to switch mine over to AT&T because it works better out here. It did pick T-Mobile, but I want AT&T. They'll do it for you right then. 5 minutes later, this will be reset remotely because it has a virtual SIM card. But it's plug and play. On the bottom here is where you plug in your Cat 5 looking cable right there. This is your power cable. So it plugs in just like that. There's also a rubber grommet that goes in here that makes this watertight, but just put a loop in it or something if you're gonna put it outside so that the water drains down naturally, and then make sure to put your rubber grommet in here. It's inside. And then on the other side, the other end of the Cat 5 is an electrical plug. You just plug this right in, and that's what powers this sucker. They do have another adapter, I believe it's 12 volt, it's meant for traveling, but every rig I've already had that has solar, I always have AC outlets handy, so this works really well for me. Again, there are several different brackets. This is the indoor bracket that I've modified, but the whole kit, the Fortress outdoor router, comes with the round one that goes on the back of your existing RV ladder. And you can sit it right there, drill one little hole, put this wire through, and then you never have to mess with it again. I'm gonna install it inside the Naughty Bus. And again, I know that's not what ConnecTen wants you to do, but I do it and I'm showing you that it works. It works inside a metal bus just as well as outside. And just like that, there she is installed temporarily here in the bathroom area, which is these two windows where the toilet's gonna be, because we're still months away from finishing up plumbing in a toilet and building the walls right here. So it's gonna remain right here on the road. It's still big. Again, it's meant to be outdoors, everybody, but even inside, what it does, I'm okay with it being obnoxiously large with all these crazy antennas, because it does what it's supposed to do. It gives you unlimited high-speed internet on the road, simple and easy, okay? You get to your campground, and I leave this thing unplugged when I'm not using it, but we just arrived to our campground. I want some internet. What do? You plug it in. Then you go grab a beer, guys. In the next 5 minutes, it's gonna communicate and find the nearest, strongest, best tower and signal, and we will be able to check our app in just a minute and see what does it pick here in Quartzsite. It could change later, but I think I know which carrier it's gonna pick. Be sure to check out the video description below. It's on sale and available in stock right now, shipping in 2 or 3 days after your order. You can get one right now and get it ready for your next adventure on the road. Again, it's called the Fortress outdoor router with a vSIM installed in it. Pair it with ConnecTen's Wanderlust plan, guys. That is the one you want. It has unlimited high-speed internet with priority. Have you guys ever had a device like this with priority? What does that mean? That means when the network gets congested, say a bunch of people show up to Quartzsite and everybody's speeds slow down on their phones, or it's 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. at the RV park. And again, the network, the towers get congested. With the Wanderlust plan and unlimited with priority service, that means we get priority. Our speeds do not slow. We get to continue to get high speed priority during peak times on these cell towers. And that is priceless to me. They have some specials right now. That unlimited priority plan, custom built with the Fortress, is $120. That $120 gets you absolute unlimited high-speed internet, guys. This is probably already ready to go. Let me grab my phone and check. All right, I am covering my IP address down there, but you can see right above my finger, AT&T Internet. We're on Los Angeles. Look at that, 200 for a second there. We were at 200 megabits per second. It's gone down to 180 something right now. Officially, we'll call it 184 megabits down. And for upload, I just need 5 megabits to be able to upload all my videos to YouTube. And even here in the desert, 10 in the middle of nowhere, guys, in the desert, miles away from any kind of civilization. Again, just covering my IP address at the bottom, but there you go. ConnecTen Internet, nearly 200 megabits per second download. Crazy fast. And I've seen them much, much higher than that in other places. This is a real world test, literally in the middle of the desert, miles away from a cell phone tower. And it's still very, very usable. I've seen speeds over 200 megabits per second download in LA. When we had this in LA, Taterland, in the big cities, I've seen upload speeds over 50 upload speeds, 50 megabits per second. So there you go. It works here in the desert of Quartzsite, and it is usable year-round, season-round. I am walking, living proof of that. Check out the video description below, guys. Also, don't worry, there is a 14-day money-back guarantee through ConnecTen, so that when you get it, you get 14 days to try out your service, get familiar with it, enjoy it, and make sure that you want to keep it. But believe me, you're going to like it. There's nothing better out there right now. They do have some more plans available. I like the most extravagant plan out there, but if you want to look at some of their other devices, they have cheaper devices. I think the Fortress outdoor router is right around $500 for the hardware. It is a one-time cost, and then you continue to pay the monthly subscription, which you can pause also. If you decide that you're not going to go on the road for 6 months, there is a pause service option, and you can call ConnecTen and pause your service also. But they do have at least 3 or 4 other plans. If you don't use that much, you can pay less, and then instead of unlimited internet, you can get a certain amount of gigabytes per month available to you on the road if you're not a heavy user like me. Again, I want to thank ConnecTen Internet for keeping me able to upload all of these videos from the road, for sending me out the Fortress router. I love it. It's keeping me connected. If you guys already have ConnecTen Internet or some of their products, let me know in the video description. What do you guys think of their service? Let me know, because I know a lot of my viewers have ConnecTen on the road as well, and it's a great option for travelers alike. So, okay, behind the camera and right here, as I flip around here, you can see there's some stuff going on, mini split wise, and that's coming soon, okay? Stay tuned. See you in the next one. Bye, guys.